All right. Welcome to the Sci-Fi Express Lane at my work table in my living room where I've been working for the past few years. Today, my name is Jeff Carroll, sci-fi writer, comic book creator, filmmaker, award-winning filmmaker, whatever. I want to talk about how I rate movies. And this is crazy because at the same time, I'm talking about how I rate movies, books, comics, whatever. There is a debate between two comic book critics that I'm going to do a little bit of a different thing and talk about being a critic myself. My first job was to be a film critic. I worked for the Big Red newspaper in Brooklyn, New York, and notable movies that I was allowed to review was House Party, Death by Temptation, and I know I did Under the Cherry Moon and Boys in the Hood, but it was Hanging with the Homeboys. So Hanging with the Homeboys and Death by Temptation and House Party were the big ones I did. And I think I did it for about a year. And this was in the early 90s, so it really wasn't a lot of movies, and we just really concerned ourselves with black movies. And my mother was a play critic for off-Broadway black plays in New York in the 80s and the 70s. And she wrote for a New Jersey newspaper called The Connection newspaper. Her name is Gloria Carroll. And I used to go with her. That's where I met Denzel. I met when he was in Soldier's Play. Robert Townsend, a whole lot of people in that scene. I met August Wilson. How about that, right? And she worked for an organization called Adelco. Now, I should Google that and see what that means. But either way, she was a critic. But Adelco was, a group of playwrights, actors, everybody in like off-Broadway plays in New York scene. And it was really cool. So when I think of criticism, I think of Adelco, my mother. So there's always been something that made me think of, if I say this about this person, what is the purpose of it? You know what I'm saying? It's called Audience Development Committee Incorporated, and that's what Adelco stands for. And of course, Vivian Robinson was one of the main people. So I don't know, it started in 1973. I say that because I'm going to give you my top 10 explanation, right? But understand, when I do critiques, watch when we get down to number one, how I talk about it. All right, so if I give a movie a 10, this is the definition that I wrote. A perfect movie, great message, stands the test of time, right? Rewatchable, no flaws really come out, nothing is perfect. So even if there are flaws, you see the movie seamlessly. So movies in that category for me, right? And this is my calibration, is V for Vendetta, I, Robot, Gladiator, Black Panther, Sinners, the James Bond Casino Royale. All right, those are movies that I think are 10s, right? My number 9, an amazing movie, great message. The flaws are overlooked because the message or the just energy, but there's still flaws, and I see it, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So that would be Avatar, the James Cameron movie, Dune, which, I probably would give it an 8.5. No, because I don't like it that much, but my family does. It's still good. Endgame. My family put the John Wicks in there, but I can accept at least a couple of John Wicks. Lord of the Rings, Captain America, Winter Soldier. The rest of the James Bond movies are the most, except for the Pierce Brosnan one and the Halle Berry joint. The Equalizer, The Matrix, Aliens, right? All right, so that's in my 9. My 8 is a regular good movie. Sure, there are mistakes, but the overall entertainment of the film compensates for the flaws. That's where I will throw in highly successful B movies, right? Like Malignant. I love that movie. I gave it an 8, okay? Conjurings, those movies, I love them. The rest of the Marvel movies, except for like the ones that's trash, right? So we'll talk about, the pre-X-Men movies might be trash, but since X-Men and all that, boom, except for the, what's his name? Michael B. Jordan, Fantastic Four, nah. Attack of the Clones, my 2004, Dawn of the Dead, the first Alien movie, right? All right, so a 7. A movie that wasn't bad, but it could have been better. Recently, I'm thinking in my head, Fast and Furious, They Will Kill You, Sin City. There's so many 7s. That's your regular movie. If I go see a 7, I am totally not bad because I'm mad because I enjoyed it. That's a regular movie. Every movie, it should be a 7. 8s and 9s and 10s are a little harder, right? 6, a movie that almost wasted my time. It promised something in the trailer that wasn't delivered. It could have great elements, but there were big letdowns. This movie could have been watched online. So I would say like Gladiator 2. We was hating on Denzel, right? Equalizer 3. You know what I'm saying? These are 6s. I like it, but there's something bugging me about it. So that's where I start to throw the 6s in there. 5. I don't even have any movies listed at this. I should have thought about it, but I'll think of something while we're going. A 5 is regular trash. It's regular trash. I might be mad for paying to see it. It may have been a very ambitious movie, just didn't reach its goal. Its biggest successes, to me, was like getting it made. It's regular trash, all right? So that's a regular bad movie. I am not good. Say Battle LA, to me, that was like something I would say trash, but that might have been a 6. Maybe Sky something. I'm really bad with like regular bad movies. My son can remember them for days. I block them out, right? So movies, I think that's 5. There's more. So 4 is clearly trash. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth, makes me mad that I saw it. It didn't accomplish its goal, nothing to do with the acting or the visuals. It could be perfect, but it was real trash probably from the beginning, That could be the Skylark movie or whatever. I don't even know I watched it. That's how I feel when I saw this. So 4, that feels worse than the 3s, 2s, and 1s. I'll tell you why. So with 3, this movie is garbage, right? I use that term because it's worse than a 4. I might stop watching it. I'm irritated that I even paid for it. I might walk out the theater or fall asleep in the theater. It's of no consequence to me. That's a 3. It is horrible. And I think probably what would separate a 3, 4, and 5 is other people's opinions. So I might give something a 4 because I didn't like it a lot. And it might be a 3 really, but because other people liked it, I might bump it up a little bit because maybe my taste was a little biased or whatever. But a 3 is kind of universally garbage. There's 2 more. So a 2, this movie is so bad that I will laugh and say it's bad in the theater. So my son felt the movie Life with the alien gripping the man's hand and that movie was bad. But I think this is like borderline bad and kind of grindhouse movie, right? Because there's a coolness about being bad, right? We talk about B movies, and B movies aren't bad movies; they're budget movies. Star Wars was a B movie. What's another one I was gonna say? I don't think Jaws was a B movie, but it had a lot of B movie elements in it. But B movies are capable of being anywhere in my scale. But this movie is so bad that I would take enjoyment out of trashing it. It's not something that'll bore me because I'm going to laugh at it. I'm going to laugh at the movie. It's like seeing a bad comedian and they're really bad, but they're not irritating bad. They're fun bad where you can just be like, it's not even about you being funny anymore, dude. I'm just going to laugh at you and you're out of the way. You're letting me laugh at you. Now, number one, if I give anything a 1 out of 10, number one is this is not to be confused with a B movie. First of all, I make B movies, right? This movie should have never been made. This movie should have never been distributed. I want my money back, okay? If anybody I see involved with this movie's production, I'm going to slap him like Will Smith did Chris Rock. That is below B movie bad. There are movies like, damn, what's the last one I just saw? Now, I'm not going to hate on The RZA because there was elements in it, you know, but there are movies, I'm trying to think. I'll have to come back. But there are movies that are so bad. Maybe you could put this in the list. How about that? There are movies that are so bad, you say, how did that movie get made? I mean, I'm going to say like movies like M. Night Shyamalan, The Village, and some of these other movies, I'm like, The Happening. God, it was such a premise, but The Happening had good people in it. It's just probably regular trash to me. You know what I'm saying? This is below that. Maybe the Exorcist origin movie, maybe that was trash. And if I see a movie like this, mind you, my goal is not to see a trash movie. My goal is not to see a 1. If I see it, it's by accident. It's on the airplane. I fell asleep and woke up, it was on. These are like worse. These are bad Tubi movies, you know what I'm saying? Because Tubi movies can be 3s, 4s, 5s. They can be 6s, you know. My movies are on Tubi, you know what I'm saying? And Tubi can have regular A-list movies that just go into Tubi for distribution. But the regular Tubi movies or whatever is a Tubi movie is not a 1. A 1 is even worse than a Tubi movie. So that's my scale. Review it. I'm going to put it up on my blog site. I might even be able to put it up when I put this video. Put it in the description because I don't mind owning what my scale is. I've created it. It's my first time looking at it. So I have been rating movies for years, my best at every movie, every year. But I just never organized my opinions into a scale. So you could tell me what you think, what your scale is. Some people do 1 through 5. One of the things I didn't put in the scale was like my half number. Like a 7.5, 8.5, 9.5. Those are for me when I'm confused, right? I'm a Gemini, so I have no problem being confused. If I give something a 7.5, maybe it's a 7. Maybe I think it should be an 8. I don't know really why. Maybe it's too early to tell. Also, one thing I want to say is in my scale, things are allowed to shift over time. I actually walked out of Pulp Fiction because I was confused. I couldn't understand it. But it wasn't a 0. It wasn't a 2. It felt like that when I first saw it, but after I watched it again, gave it more time, maybe I was in a different space. It just confused me when I saw it. I walked out of it. Do I think it's good? Heck yeah, I enjoyed it. It's better than that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that I never really saw. You know, so even though I walk out on movies or I give it something, it has the ability to grow on me, right? And this is, you know, my scale. Where I put in these scales, you don't have to put. Like, I love Rain on Fire. I love Serenity. I love Sucker Punch. Those are probably 8s in my books, you know? Maybe they're not 8 in yours, but whatever is in the 8, that's what I go by. So anyway, thank you, Jeff Carroll. I'm out. Sci-Fi Express Lane. I'm going to do another one on, you know, why do we critique movies and books and comics in the first place? You know what I'm saying? So talk to you later. Like, subscribe, share, and comment.